Hello everyone. In this lecture, we will understand pom.xml file, which is a mandatory file to run your Maven project. Without that, you cannot execute your Maven project. So pom.xml is the blueprint of your Maven project. So it tells Maven what to build, how to build, what are the dependencies, which plugins we need to use, what artifacts is to produce. Now, if you remember in our previous lecture, we have seen how to create a Maven project. There we have mentioned the group ID, artifact ID, and the version. Let us see in our pom.xml. So if I go here and let me just hide this, right? So let me close this also, and let me close this also. Now this is right. Right. So here you can see this is my pom.xml. Here you can see that group ID, artifact ID, version, that information is here. Name of my project is also mentioned here, right? And if you see this one, these are the properties. This is basically talking about the compiler. So Maven compiler 1.7. If you want to change something here, you can change. For example, I want to use Maven compiler 1.8. So I will mention 1.8. Let us understand concept of dependencies. So what is dependencies? See, in Maven, you can define the dependency section. This dependencies section includes the dependencies which you want to add it into your Maven project. For example, I want to do a unit testing because I'm having a unit test file, and I want that the scope of my this dependency is the framework, right? That JUnit framework is the tool which I need for doing the unit testing into my Maven project. One way is that you can go to the JUnit, means you just download the JUnit binary and add it into your project. That you need not to do if you are using the Maven. So here you just need to add this snippet of code. It will automatically download that JUnit binary for you. So uh, if I just go here, so you can see there is a target folder. So target folder is our folder where you will see the your executable files, your reports file, etc. Okay, so your compiled code is under the target directory. Now, what I will do, I will um, I will go to the I will go to the browser and I will search for the Maven repository. So here I will say Maven repository. So Maven is having a repository, and in this repository, if I go, this is mvnrepository.com, and here if I search for JUnit, right? So when I use this JUnit and search for this, so you can see Jupyter JUnit, right? JUnit, this dependency is there. So here if you come, and now here you can see that there are different versions of this. So I want to use, for example, this one. So now this is having this code for the Maven. So you can see the scope is test, scope is compile when you want to use this. So when I run mvn test command, then it is to be executed. So I will copy this code. So copied into the clipboard, and I will go here and I will replace this code with my code which I have copied, right? So we will just align this particular thing. And now I will save this, right? So this configuration is added into my project. This is the Maven dependency which is added into my project. So this, now this, when I run the command mvn test, so it will see the scope is test. So it will use this dependencies. So all the jar files and all the jar files which are related to JUnit will be automatically get referred, and it is referred into your project itself, right? So similarly, if you are using Selenium, which is a test automation tool, so again, you can go to the Maven repository and you can search for the Selenium. Like that, there are hundreds of repositories are there. So for example, I'm searching for Selenium. So Selenium Java. And here you can see these are the versions. I'm selecting this version, for example. And here, what I'll do, I will copy this code and I will go here and I will add that dependency. Okay. Right. So a build file was modified. Do you want to synchronize with the Java configuration file? I'll say yes. Right. So now this dependency is also added. Now whenever I write a code related to Selenium, I need not to manually download the Selenium jar files. It is automatically added into the project. So this is the one purpose of this pom.xml, right? Adding the dependencies. There is also plugin management. So plugin management is basically you want to add, means there are some plugins which are basically used to execute your code, right? One simple example is Maven compiler. So I want to use Maven compiler 3.80. So this plugin is attached to my Maven project, and whenever I run the Maven command, so Maven compiler 3.8.0 is used. Same way, if there is a third party plugin which you want to attach to your Maven, so we'll take the example of SonarQube, which we will discuss after this Maven topic. So that is basically a third party tool which is outside the Maven. And I want to use SonarQube so that I can uh, analyze my project for code coverage. Then that plugin will be added into this uh, plugins section. Okay. So these are some purposes of pom.xml file. Pom.xml file, that how Maven project is built, what to build, what are the artifact, what are the dependency. It does not define the connection string of your database. It does not define URL for your project. Okay. So now if I just go to my documentation, so it will be easy for you to understand, right? So group ID is organization ID, artifact ID is project name, version is project version. Okay. So with the combination of this, your jar file get created. Group ID, artifact ID, and that version, right? So you put this jar file into some artifactory. Artifactory is Nexus, and we are having JFrog, right? So those are the artifactories. So now, next is that this we have discussed. Dependencies are the external libraries which your project requires, and we download it from the Maven repository. Locally also, there is one repository get created. See, every time whenever you are downloading this repository, so there is under your user folder, there is .m2 directory get created. Let me show you. So if I go to C and users, Raman, and under that .m2 directory, if you are using Linux or Mac operating system, then under home directory, users directory, and .m2, right? So this directory get created, and under repository, you are having all the repository which you have added into your dependency. For example, here it is JUnit, right? So you every time you need not to go to the remote repository Maven and download it. So once you refer it into your project, it will be under this particular directory. Right? So that is uh, that is the purpose of this .m2 repository directory. So these are different scope when dependencies are required: compile, test, provided, and runtime, right? Provided by the server. So DevOps point of view, you need to know CI server, how to download the dependencies, what is M2 for cache point of view, so that you can improve the CI/CD pipeline execution. Dependency conflict cause build failure. So if uh, if there is a conflict in the dependencies, right? So in that case, you need to resolve manually, and otherwise it will cause the build failure. Okay, so now here there are some hard coded values like Maven compiler dot source 21. That is the version, Java version you want to define. So that also we can define under these properties. If you see here, the one which I have shown you earlier, I have changed to 1.8. You can change to 21 also. This 1.8 to 21. Okay. Now properties. So single place to change the value, easy for Java upgrade, and CI/CD pipeline friendly. When you want to create your project, you can give a final name as hello world. Okay, so final name is your artifact name. So it will create a default directory, target by default, right? But you want that it should be final name, which is hello world in this case. Plugins. So we have discussed these are the plugins. So purpose when compiles the Java code and when you want a Java, means when you want to control the Java version, then you are using these plugins. We will see these practical example of plugins when we will add for SonarQube or our Artifactory. Okay. So dependencies for the used by the application code. Plugins are used by Maven, and dependencies goes under the dependencies section, and plugin goes under the build section. Example, Spring, JUnit, plugins like compiler, surefire reports. So this is the life cycle when plugins and your builds, means dependencies are used together. So when you build your code with ambient clean package command will create the jar file. Okay. So when the compilation happens, at that time, dependencies are basically referred. If dependency is not added and your code is having uh, related to a particular dependency which is missing, it will fail. But once the compiler is working and everything is fine, so compiler plugin is used. Surefire for testing. We will see these practical examples. Jar plugin to create the jar file. So we have already discussed these properties. And CI/CD perspective summary, that group ID, artifact ID version, this is the artifact identity, dependencies, build reliability, properties, environment, consistency, plugins for automation, and build for repeatable build. For interview point of view, pom.xml defines the project identity, dependency, build lifecycle, and plugins required to build and package a Maven project consistently across environments. All right, so that's it for this lecture. In this lecture, we just talked about the pom.xml and understand its different component. Thank you very much for watching.